Yeah, dude. So, what's the difference between you and a rooster?
I don't know. Cock.
A rooster says cock-a-doodle-doo, but you say any cockle-doo.
Oh, God. You're not wrong.
That was funny.
No, I'm just kidding.
Stop. Hey, what up, everybody? I'm Midi80,
And I'm Chief.
and welcome to ADHDads.
I'm just coming out hetero.
I'm upset. We just had like a perfect exchange right before we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
Chief was so kind as to come over today and bring over some
What do you got?
drinks, and he brought a sour. I'm a big fan of sours.
I am not.
God, I gotta turn it. So it's a small, little fruited sour
By what does that say? Brecken?
by
Drecken.
Drecker.
Drecker?
Yeah, where'd you get a B? Then you need some
Looks
thicker
like a B.
glasses.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, he goes and tries it. He's like, yeah. I was like, you want the first sip? He goes, yeah. Takes a sip. He's just, oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. And then you're like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Not
it's really
overbearing
good.
at all.
I'm a big fan of sours. I do like them. But yeah, guys. So we are the ADHDads. We just podcast about nonsense. It's something we always wanted to do, and so we just did it. So
Heck yeah, baby.
So yeah, man. It's been a couple weeks. We did for the first time this year. I mean, but like, look at it though. We're in May, so we missed our first podcast in April, our first posting. So consistency for
We're still more consistent than before.
yes, multiple months. I mean, we only missed one posting.
Well,
right?
I didn't realize how much shit we had to do in April.
Well, dude, it was everything though. It was like we went on vacation.
Yep.
Right?
That's right, yeah.
So we went on vacation at the beginning. Then we had all the stuff with, hospitals and things like that going on. And then come to the second half of the month, it's Easter. Easter, your daughter's birthday. We had,
multiple weekend things. There's an alumni tournament that I went to.
Yep. You don't play in anymore.
No, I do not play anymore.
And why is that?
Because I tore my Achilles 3 years ago.
I remember that.
Ago. And
dude, the bruise on that was nasty.
Not.
I remember.
Try not to, if you can. Try not to tear your Achilles. Well, it was a 98% tear, so
yeah,
there's a couple strands that they hung on.
For dear life. They're just like, ugh.
And I did not get surgery. I let it heal on its own, which now it's fine. But
in the back of your head, you're like,
yeah, I'm like, it's probably, I mean, like, even you can see where it tore. And like, there's like this bump, a line of a bump where like it clearly tried to, or like it healed together, but there's a bunch of scar tissue there and stuff.
mm-hmm.
That just looks weird. But yes, I don't participate in any extracurricular activities anymore, really, except maybe golf. That's probably it.
I golf on PlayStation. I'm pretty good at it.
Okay, yeah,
Pretty
I play
decent.
those sports.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about that, I watch a lot of volleyball anime.
Dude,
So,
you're
and
practically
basketball,
professional.
Badminton.
Dude, but I'm like going viral though. I'm blowing up, dude. I had a golf video where I hit a hole in one on PlayStation, and I posted it, and it got like 1,200 views, something
Hell
like
yeah.
that. So I was like, dude, I'm making it.
This is my dream.
Yeah, it's happening.
We're
Consistency there too. I've been streaming a lot more consistently. We've taken less days off. I started a new series. If anybody out there plays Magic: The Gathering, I started a new
Never
series
heard of it.
with a buddy of mine. Yeah, it's a pretty fun card game.
Is it a card game?
Yeah, it's a card game. It's like Pokemon but for adults, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's how I describe it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like it's a fair description, right? Like
That's pretty.
it's
good.
not like the colorful monsters and things like that are
Mhm.
pocket monsters that you're collecting. This is like
Yeah, you have like mana. And
vampires,
stuff, and
demons,
kinda-
and
Yeah.
But anyway, so we started a series with that. So post that on Saturdays and go live with it on Sunday nights, and been having a lot of fun with that.
Nice.
A lot of randomness to that, and then I kind of set like a schedule for like all my streaming stuff. So like that's been kind of keeping me very just like getting stuff done. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to stick to it. Wednesday or Thursday, Fridays are all editing days. So like whether that be a Platinums from the Past or a Brawl Buddies, which is the new series, it's all editing like that. So we're not playing games during the day. We're editing, and in between the edits we'll hit workouts, things like that. But like it's it's nice, dude. It's getting stuff done, dude.
We're looking a little bigger.
Getting stuff done. Dude, I am.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Dude, okay. I stepped on the scale, and I weighed 160, and I'm like, where? Like, there's no way I weigh 160, you know? And I got a little bit on my belly. We could afford to lose, but, like, I'm feeling like, I feel good, you know what I'm saying?
A little bit there. Oopsies.
Yeah, you got a little bit.
Hello?
Did you lose it?
Yeah, we could always lose. Well, so, that's funny you say on the scale. So, we went and I got an electronic scale that's like, it's like a high-tech one, right? Like, I've bought all the cheap scales forever, and I think I told you this, what I like to do is it's not my idea, but so I heard it somewhere where a guy said, like, if you're going to buy something, and it's like a utility, like, you know, it could be a hammer, it could be a drill, it could be whatever, he would buy the cheapest one, and then use that for as long as you can, and when that breaks, buy the most expensive one. And just see, you know, like, if you could get a cheap one to last for 5 years, well, the best one probably be the last one you buy. You know, like, it just on how you use it.
Okay.
So this one, went to Best Buy, bought it. I don't know the name of it, but it's got, like, sensors in it and stuff, so you stand on it, and it'll measure obviously your weight, but then it sends signals through, and it checks, like, your visceral fat, your body composition. It calculates your BMI.
I thought you were going to say body count. I was going to be like, whoa.
Oh, God. Then I would have broke it.
Broke it.
But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. So, and then you can program it with 2 people. It's got an app. So, like, Mel has hers. So when I get on it, it just knows based off relative weight that it's me and not her.
It's not her.
Yeah. So, like, it just logs it every day, and you can just see kind of where you're going. And I've been just hovering around 200, but you do feel like a piece of shit, though, because it tells you what you are, like how much.
Hey, man, you're like 27% fat versus, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, because they're like, yeah, you're 27%. I was down. Yeah, I'm down to 27. I started at 31, so I know I'm losing fat, which is nice. But when you do the math, you're like, all right, so I weigh 200 pounds, and if you're 60% muscle, 30% fat, it's pretty easy math. I'm 120 pounds of muscle, and I have 60 pounds of fucking fat on me. I'm like, that's a whole kid and a half. Like, if I held Declan and Jackson, that's 60 pounds roughly of that's just pure fat. And
right.
You're like, okay, we got to bring that down a little bit. Although, I mean, ideally, anywhere from like 18 to 22 is pretty standard, and that's probably where you want to be. You know, it's not really beneficial to be 10%. It looks nice, but
for some people,
yeah. But
my wife says
like,
she doesn't.
What? I just want to get healthier, and the biggest thing though is the visceral fat, because that's the one, you know, that's inside and like on your organs and stuff. And I'm only at 2. Well, it gives you a rating, so I'm at 2, which is good. So
yeah, my wife doesn't want me to get like super jacked. I showed her pictures of like when I was in college.
It's all like, on her. She's like, you know what?
No. She said she was like, that's 100% what it was. She was. No, because so she has, she tells me all the time, she's just like, it's going to be like hugging a rock. Like, I don't like that. I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, but like, I like how it looks. And then she's like, you're just trying to get good and sexy, like look good and be sexy so you can leave me. I'm like, for who? Like, what? That's not the plan. But in her head, she thinks I'm trying to get, I mean, I don't think she's serious about it, obviously. But yeah, she's just like, just trying to look good to leave me.
I mean, to an extent, that is in my head a little bit. But not, I want to get like trim, like jacked and sexy, so that it makes her think about it. Like, I could, just so you know, I could.
Just so
but
you
I'm
know,
not.
I choose this life.
I just want that, just because I think I got a little fatter. I definitely got a lot fatter since we met. So then,
well, I saw pictures of you, like your guys' wedding pictures, and you know,
oh my god,
without being rude, like you've slimmed down quite a bit.
My cheek, my fucking.
Dude, you
my whole, it was like a big toe was my head. It was ridiculous.
Just your face alone was like, you know,
gross,
pretty big.
But that was after I met her. So now it's like, yeah, no, let's get sexy. And it's like, we're in this together forever, but I could.
But just a heads up.
Just a heads up. Sexy enough, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah, but, no, I tell Brandon that's not it, you know. But I'm still gonna do it, you know.
Oh yeah, you just like you said, it's more for us. I mean, it's just, I think mental wise, you just feel better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you said, you walk by the mirror and you're like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's a nice. What is that?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, you know.
So a lot of people can't see, but we did change a few things around in the basement. Biggest thing is there used to be a table in between us that would separate us a little bit more, which I felt like gave us more of a zoomed out angle when we were here, but it also gave us somewhere to hold our cups.
Yes.
But aside from that, I think it's pretty good. It looks like a more clear on view. I feel like it's clearer, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I've been changing my mindset of like if I think about doing something, I'm not gonna just think about doing it. I'm gonna do it. Like if it's easy enough to just go do without having to make a real plan, right? Like for example, like, you know, if I was trying to do some plumbing work, I'm not just going to tear everything apart without knowing, like, okay, this is the next step. Yeah. Right? But if it's something that's like, I can move this around, I can run here, grab this, I can start this project and get it going. So I've been trying to change my mindset, like, let's get done what I think I want to get done versus I could just do it later and then try to crunch everything.
Well, that's one of the two. I mean, with the ADHD, you get that paralysis. So, I mean, and I know Mel... It's just becoming more and more apparent that Mel also has ADHD or ADD, and it's aggravating for me because I spent a long time structuring my life against this thing, and she has not attempted anything at all to like keep herself in line, but like just time management stuff that I had to make money for work. I had to get up. I have like a bunch of rules on myself. And she's just got none. There's no rules whatsoever. She'll just do the same mistake every day. And I'm like, you know that you did the same thing yesterday. Why not just tweak it a little bit or hold yourself to this? You know, I'm not saying you got to just be perfect immediately or anything like that. Just, you know the issue. Just know that. And, like, next time you, like, put, you know, it's like even put stuff away. You know, that one person on TikTok said it just shook my world where it was like, don't put it down, put it away.
Yeah, put it down, yeah.
Don't put it down, put it away. And that, I mean, I catch myself doing that. I'll like put this down and I'd be like, oh, no, that's got to go back. And then I put it back into the thing. And I'm not very organized as a person, but when it comes to that, it's like, okay, this needs to go back here.
I'll argue on that point. I don't think that it's not that we're not organized. We're organized in our brains to where, like, if I need to find something, I can go dig in this drawer right over here. I know that it's 4 pages down underneath the book, da-da-da-da-da. Yes. I can pull it out. Well, now, will anybody else ever find it? Never.
Well, and for the most part, it's not. That's on, like, I'm talking about, like, the biggest thing for me is, like, perishable items. So Mel has a horrible habit of leaving food out or leaving a dish out or a cup or, like, whatever. And, like, we have dogs and children. So, like, she left an open jar of pickles on the counter for 3 hours.
My kids would have eaten the entire jar.
3 hours. I'm like, what? Like, once lunch is done, you have to go back into the kitchen to return your plate. But she doesn't return her plate, so she doesn't go back into the kitchen to see the mess that she's created. So I walk in, because I'm hanging out in our new garage, which we'll get into. But I walk in, and I'm like, fucking... jar of pickles open. Been there for God knows how long. You got blueberries and strawberries on the counter, half chopped, half whatever. There's just stuff laying everywhere. The tops are everywhere. And it's just open. And I'm like, these are all perishable things that just put them back.
Dude, I feel like...
just put them back. I lose my mind.
I feel like we're married to the same person because I'm not even kidding. Like,
I mean, so everything else, like if you want to leave like your shit on the counter, like your keys or whatever, like it's just that's fine. But like perishable items, get them back in the fucking fridge.
Dude, like the other day, Brienne was down here with me hanging out, and she was eating some food, leftovers. Literally just, like, left it right there. Right there, just out of sight, out of mind. And I'm like, dude, that's, like, how we get bugs. That's how you get bugs. Exactly. Like, we're going to have an ant problem. And I know we pay for an exterminator, but I don't want to be calling them out here every 3 weeks to spray and do this and that.
Especially because it's something that you can...
It's preventable.
It's so preventable.
You know, or hey, you finished your can. Yeah. That's great. I'm glad that your can of soda or whatever was good. You said it right there. If you just open that drawer, hey, look, recycling's right there. She leaves it right there directly under it, right?
You don't even have to pick it up. You just slide it out and just slide it in.
Or it's like, hey, here's the sink plate on the counter. Like, what?
Like, they've designed these wells for holding water and washing these things. Yeah. And the other thing is you have a dishwasher.
Yeah, I don't have a dishwasher. I'm the dishwasher.
So like at the very least, even if you were just against sinks, if you were like, I'm never gonna put my shit in sinks, what the hell? There's a fucking machine right here that if you just went boop.
Well, and my biggest thing too is I don't do dishes every day, right? I have a really bad habit of like I'll do them every 3 days, right? So like
dishwasher.
yeah, I know, but I let them pile up and before I like load everything. You know, it's one of those like it's not bad yet. It's not bad yet. Like that's my problem with my mindset. And yeah, the worst part about it is then you find all these bowls that weren't like rinsed out at all. Nope. So then stacked on top of each other.
And
so
all
then
that shit is just
you're trying to
welded to the inside.
You're trying to pull them apart, and then you end up breaking stuff because you're like, horrible. What the hell?
Yeah.
You know, and then you're sitting there. You have to let it soak now for 20 minutes before you can even scrub the sides of it off, and it's like I said, I think we're married to the same person. Because like I said,
even if I have anything, regardless of the dish, I always put it in the sink, and then I always run hot water. And I like let it sit in a bowl, or like I'll soak the dishes.
Yeah.
Anytime I get water. I just give it a little bit, just so it's a little less later.
Yes, because
that's all.
That's all. Just boom, done. That's it. Like water on, water off.
It doesn't
like just a little squirt in the bowl around the sides, and then we even have one of the ones where like you can click the thing and the pressure shoots out, changes the pressure.
Too,
yeah. So like just spray the sides of the sauce real quick.
Even if I make a dip, I have the little,
especially the dips, dude.
Processor,
oh my god.
And it's like I get it all. I use the spatula. I use the right tool. I make sure I get 95% of it. And then I go ahead, hot water, and we have just the hottest water, and I love it. And then I fill that up, and then I dump that out, and then I use the spray, and just, and it's so much more cleaner, and it's just right there. It just needs a little hit of soap and maybe a little deeper scrub, and that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah.
Women, you know.
Just married life.
Like it's like literally sometimes I get a little frustrated too. It's like God, I feel like I'm cleaning up after 3 kids. You know, like
I make that reference very often.
But like you have 3 kids, but
so
yeah. But then that's the other thing too. It was funny. My wife came up to give me a hug today, and I was like, oh, and she was like, what? I was like, you need to go put like some deodorant on or something, right? Yeah. And she was like, oh, seriously? Like you hate me? I was like, if I hated you, I wouldn't have told you smell like shit.
Well, yeah.
And I would have let you go out and hug everybody else and be around everybody else stinky. This is me loving you, telling you, hey.
And that, I don't understand. Like,
it's like you tell them like one little critique. That's not bad. It's like something like to save them, right? Like, hey, you shouldn't do that. That's this. Oh, you hate me. I can't.
And I'm the person that, like, for all you fuckers out there, I've probably said this before, but if you don't tell somebody they got something in their teeth, I hope you shit your pants in public.
Like, even if you do it tactfully like this, like
just something,
you know, like,
hey, just so you know, you got something in your teeth. I don't even think it's rude. Like, if somebody were to do that, like, hey, you got something in your teeth, like, oh, thank you. But then when I like eat lunch and then 3 hours later I take my piss and I'm going to wash my hands, I'm looking at the thing, I go, are you fucking kidding me? I've had a pepper flake just on the front of my tooth for the whole time, and I work in service, so I see people, I talk to people, everybody that comes in, I talk to them. So for 3 hours I've been looking like, fucking like Ace Ventura, and he's got all this shit. Is there something in my teeth? Like,
oh, that's
that
funny.
Just drives me insane. I'm like, nobody here. And
but yeah,
like, fuck everybody.
Like, I feel like
that saw me.
I feel like everybody just looks to get offended too quickly.
Yeah,
and that's insane. It's like you shouldn't be offended. Like if someone's telling you something, it's for like, hey, like you should take that as like almost like a term of endearment, essentially.
Well,
like, yeah, like, hey, like they care enough about me to tell me that this is wrong.
Well, and part of it, I think, for us is like we hyper focus on it. So like, it's like you find the one thing that's out of place, and like, so if somebody has like a hair on them, or
and then
boom,
that's all you see.
Well, that's all I see.
Until
so
they
I'm
fix
like,
it.
Let me get that for you. Or like somebody's tag sticking out. I never thought that would bother me a lot. It bothers me all the time. No matter who it is, I will just go up and go, hang on, let me get that for you. Every time. And I'm not like, there's nothing behind it. I'm just like, your tag sticking out, it looks dumb. Let me just fix that for you. And then it's just, that's it. I walk away.
And then there's nothing.
About it. It's fine. But yeah. Anybody who doesn't point that out, I hope you shit your pants in a public place and everybody points it out at you.
And then someone comes up and tells you, hey man, I think you shit your pants.
Yeah. And then I want to be that guy to be like, hey man, you shit your pants.
Oh man. But well, I think the thing too is like, so everybody in my house, nobody can smell anything. I think it's just me. Right? Like, I mean, you've seen my kid. Like, he walks outside.
Yeah.
He walks outside, and then he's like, like, makes sounds like a freaking dead Last of Us character.
Well, we're over here. She's like, it's so nice outside. Because, like, she wants to air out the house today. Get those groceries in that are, we didn't know. Well, okay, so it's super nice outside. We didn't know it was going to be, like, 80 degrees, and, like, the sun is hot. It is, like, you stand out there for
Yeah. Oh yeah.
5
It's
minutes,
warm.
and it's warm, which is nice. But we went to Costco before this, and so of course I got a black tonneau cover on my truck, and it's just like you open that truck bed, and it's just like heat coming out, and I'm like, fuck.
Smell like a barbecue.
Yeah. So like we got to get all these frozen things that we buy. We got to get those home. But yeah, like she was talking about all this stuff, and I go, well, you can go outside. We can all go outside, you know, when we're at Ben's or whatever. We'll just go out in the backyard, or whatever. And she goes, you guys can't go outside. They don't go outside. And it's like, he's like, their kid just had that thing when they were over last weekend. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, Mel was the one to point it out too. Like they were outside running, which whatever, you know, they're kids.
I mean,
you have allergies. He has allergies. You know, me and Brian were talking. He literally got the worst of both of us, unfortunately. Like this kid is up for some challenges.
I mean, I didn't think he looked fine. I mean, he had that runny nose.
And
stuff,
well, that's how he gets every time. So so his allergies, and because of his allergies, and they're saying that they think he has like asthma and stuff.
Yeah.
It like whenever he gets any sort of respiratory anything, it like amplifies it. Yeah. You know, so it's But yeah, she was the first one to point out like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, yeah, he's just outside. That's just, you know, what we've become accustomed to. Like,
well, it was so funny too when like we were all outside, and you know, and I feel like it doesn't really hit you that bad. And I had some like a couple weeks ago. I usually have like 2 to 3 days where it's just like I'm like stoned for a couple days just because of everything changing.
Nice.
But it's not that bad.
No.
You know. But we were all outside, and I saw your kids just standing in the doorway, and we're like, "You guys can come outside." You know, and they're like, You can tell they're just like they want to come outside. I'm like, it's okay. Sun's good. Come on out.
Sun is good.
But yeah, I see why. No, that's one thing that, because Mel doesn't really have them, and I get them a little bit. But we did notice that Aria, she's got them a little bit more, where Mel's been giving her just a tiny like half dose of Claritin.
Is it like just something random that's just causing it to like?
She just has it. She just gets a little like foggy, you know. And I think her ears. I don't know.
Because she's always had ear issues, huh?
Yeah, she probably should have tubes, but we just keep not doing it, which good or bad, I don't know. But yeah,
I've never had.
You can tell, but as she's getting bigger, she's growing really fast. So as she's getting bigger, her head's getting a little bit bigger. So it's like I feel now the draining's way better. Because we used to have, it was
literally like I feel like it was like at least once a month. You're like, no, Aria has an ear infection.
Oh, it was horrible. But now she hasn't had one in forever now. Like it's going really well. Yeah.
Knock on wood. Yeah.
but yeah, so she just gets a little half shot of Claritin in the morning, and then she's good the rest of the day. Nice. Jackson doesn't have really anything since we got his tonsils out, almost nothing, and then Declan, he gets a little chubby, but he's a little kid.
And like I think Mavis actually got like the better of it. Like she doesn't get stuffy. She doesn't have those allergies. Mm-hmm. If she's getting stuffy, it's because she's getting sick. As to where Oliver like wakes up and he's like, "Good morning, world." Like you know,
the world's like, "Go to fucking sleep."
Yeah, same thing with Brienne. Like Brienne's are bad, and I think Ollie got like my ADHD, like my like, you know. Her allergies, like all of our like bad traits. Mm-hmm. Mavis just got like my stubbornness, like plus Brienne's stubbornness, so now she's like even more stubborn. Yes. And yeah, it's hard to deal with.
Yes. Jackson got Mel's I don't know if it's hereditary, but the ability to over dramatize everything.
I thought you were gonna say piss you off.
Well, that too. I mean that's up there too. But just the amount of being dramatic is
like over the top.
I mean, I'll be like, hey, don't do that. Like just some like he's like throwing a ball against the wall super hard, and I'm like, God, hey, don't do that. He goes, yeah, great. Now you're gonna hit me, and then I don't live here anymore, and you don't love me at all. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, just please stop throwing that ball against the wall. And it's just like, I don't even know why I live here. And then goes into his room. I'm like, I don't care. Like, just,
all right, okay, dude. Well, I'll see you at dinner.
Yeah, I'll see you at dinner.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, hey, Dad, what's going on? I'm like,
yeah, and their short-term memory, how quickly they just drop something. Like, Ollie will do something where he knows he's wrong. I'm like, what's your problem, dude? Like, he's like, Mavis is like, he hit me, yeah, you know, like, because obviously, you know. And I'm like, dude, why are you hitting your sister? I'm like, I don't understand. Use words, you know. And, then he'll get super pissed off. I'm like, hit your sister again, I'm going to hit you back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, end the story. He runs away, literally, like, 30 seconds go by. Hey, Dad, you think you can play this game of chess with me real quick? I just set this up. I'm like.
But it's great though when Mel plays off him, and then he plays off. So he'll do that little thing like, good, okay, Mom, yeah, that's right. Yep, I can't do anything because I don't know anything right, and you don't even love me or whatever. And then she gets over dramatic and goes, why does he say things like that? I don't understand. Like, where's he getting that from? Like, why is he so? I just don't get it. And then she'll stew on that. So they're both in this dramatic thing. And Ari and I are like, you want to go in the garage? She's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, with her new paint, her whole paint setup. Like, her birthday party, guys.
She goes out and paints. I watch anime.
For her birthday, she got so many crafts, arts and crafts stuff. She was out there. She painted like 4 pictures. Yeah. Just while we were there after her birthday party, so
yep, that was cool. And she just doesn't even, because like she'll do stuff and she gets like rageful, but then I'm like, knock it off, and she goes, okay, and then moves on. We're done. Just moves right on. There's no long discussions about things. She doesn't create more issues or, go down this path of like just progressive, like probably precursor depression type things of like, you don't love me anymore. It's none of that. I'm like, she's just like, okay, I know what I did. That's fine.
Yeah, dude. So we were gonna talk about your garage.
Yes.
Your new garage. Hey, before we do that, I just want to say I feel like a piece of shit. Now, mind you, I'm gonna preface this. I haven't seen my sister in over a year.
Yeah.
And she was pregnant, and every time I remember that she was pregnant, I was like, okay, I'm gonna remember, and like instantly forgot, right? Not that I'm just like, hey, I'm forgetting, you're pregnant, whatever. Well, I was sitting there yesterday just scrolling randomly, and she had a baby, dude. She had a freaking baby yesterday, and I completely forgot she was pregnant. Completely forgot. And I was just like, literally scrolling, I was like, oh shit, my sister was pregnant. Like, she had a kid. Like, so, yeah, sorry.
Yes.
I'm the worst, but
I did see that.
When you don't see somebody, for over a year, you tend to like not forget about them, but like forget what's going on like in their lives.
He's got a hell of a name.
Yeah, he does.
You know what it is?
Harrison Jacob.
Hell yeah.
Jacob. Harrison Jacob.
That's a good name.
Yeah, because all of her kids are HJs. You got Hayes James. You got
yeah, I just feel like
Hunter Jameson, I think.
Okay.
And then you got
well, that makes sense.
Harrison Jacob.
It's Hayes, right? That's his name?
Hayes, yeah, is my brother-in-law.
That makes sense. HJ.
I'd never put that together.
Come on, man.
Wow.
You don't put that shit together?
No.
People who always name their kids like the same letters and shit.
No. See, my kids are all messed up, dude. They're all like, I liked your idea, how you were like, I want to have kids and then it spells out your name, Jake. That would have been so cool.
I didn't want a Jacob because it's already.
Yeah, but like their first letter is spelled Jake. So it's like your legacy.
I had J, I had A, and then that was Caden, was what we were going to name Declan. And so I was at J-A-K, and we were going to have 4 kids, and then after Deck, they were like, probably not. But then, of course, we were in there. We told my parents he was Caden, and it was K-A-I-D-E-N. Because then I also wanted, like, a King Kai reference. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right.
Like my Mavis from Fairy Tale?
And then Jackson was like, no, I like Declan way better. I'm like, yeah, but I just kind of told everybody his name's Caden. Like, we wrote it on the board and all that stuff. And I looked at her, I was like, well, I guess we can still change it. We didn't sign anything yet or whatever. And so, right there, we changed it to Declan, so it's Jad. That was J-A-D, so it totally ended what I wanted to do.
Jad.
But
yeah, dude, you could add, like, Jack,
Jack is short for Jake, and I didn't really know that a lot, but it is. There's a lot of guys that come through, and also Jack's a nickname for John.
I thought Jack would be short for like Jackson if it's a long name, or Jack, just Jack because we know Jack. Jack's off.
Well, exactly. But see, I spelled Jackson with an X, so like I never
do
it that way. But he spells Jackson's name with
but even son. when I call, he says it's Jack's son. Yep. You think that's play? You think that's like 100%. He's so punny? I didn't even think of that. Oh, Jack, you sneaky weasel! You sneaky weasel! You.
Jack. The second he said it was Jack's son.
Jack.
He said it like that though. He goes, his name's Jack's son.
And I didn't see that. I was like, oh, Jackson. Like, dude. So our friend Jack he's a very, I guess you could say, punny guy, right? He's very just like he's very witty, right? And when him and our buddy Boots get in the same lobby, they can go back and forth literally for hours.
And like I'm over there like Michael Scott. I'm always like pudding.
Yeah.
Pudding. I'm trying to like make one up, and I just don't have the gift.
Just can't.
I catch them in speeches. Like if somebody's talking and you said something, you make a pun just talking. I'm always like pun intended. Like I can catch it when somebody else says it immediately, but then to make them up.
I'm not good with pun like the one where they did something with cheese and they were going back and forth, and then you were like, "Oh, you monster!" Whatever it was. That was great. And then I'm sitting there, I'm like,
really proud of myself.
I'm like, I have absolutely, I can't even contribute to this now. And like, I thought we were on a team, but he clearly just left me in the dust there, and I was just like, that's cool.
But that helps with like, well, that's what they do in D&D all the time too. Every time, whether it's my campaign or Joe's, that's what happens all the time. Is we'll be sitting there, and then he just makes like. Yeah,
they'll do some pun.
Beer last time too. Where
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They just sit there and go on it. And
literally, and it's the most random thing. It's the most random thing. They'll be like, like a bear, and then all the different types. Oh, that's a grizzly find you had there.
Yeah. Well,
polar opposites, if you ask me.
Well, something's coming when Joe goes. He goes. Some would say.
Yes, exactly. Like he always. Some would say
it's a grisly endeavor. And you're like, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah, it's unbearable. I did it, guys.
It's that shit.
No, and it just goes on, and like some of them are funny. Like some of them are funny. They are funny, but like I just can't give them that satisfaction of laughing. So I always just sigh, and then I Discord leave. Just
well, Jack used to throw some out that were like.
Really bad.
Like they were
bad.
They were so good that they were like, "Oh my god, fuck you, dude!" And then Joe would boot him out of the
just kick him out. But yeah. Anyways, but yeah. So congratulations to my sister and my brother-in-law Hayes. I don't know. Maybe, what do you say? Like, you live long and prosper. I don't know. What do you? Yeah, I can't do it, dude. I can't.
Can't be that. No, what are you talking
about? I can't. I've tried for years. My fingers don't.
I don't understand why you can't do that.
I don't know, dude. Anyways, but yeah, dude, congratulations, guys. That's freaking awesome. If you guys even listen to this, I know you do. I know because you do comment some stuff sometimes. So.
You know what'd be funny though is if they like watch this one and then they're like, "Oh, we didn't even notice that, the HJ thing."
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I never realized that.
There's no way. They have to know.
I always made fun of them though. I was like, oh, look at all the little HJs running around. Like,
you saw me pause there for a second.
I didn't make fun of them, but they're my nephews. It's fine. You're born into a tough family. Get some tough skin. Get over it.
There you go. Boy named Sue.
Dude, great song.
It was great.
That song made me laugh. Like every time I heard it, when I first heard it, like I'd play back.
Sue. How do you do? Now you gonna die. Like, holy shit. Okay.
But then, like the moral of the story is actually pretty good. Like he named him Sue because he wasn't gonna be around.
Like what? I called him a pa, and he called me a son, and they like hugged it out.
Yeah, but he named him Sue because he's like I didn't plan to be around, and it's a tough world. So like if you can survive with the name Sue, you're gonna be a tough SOB. Like what a solid message.
But if I ever have a son, I'm gonna name him Bill Jordan.
Anything but Sue.
That's
good. Good stuff. Anyways, okay, let's so yeah, shout out you guys. Congrats on the kid. Let's talk about your
the garage.
I can't say it the way I say it, but garage. Yep.
Well, that's weird.
That's weird.
No, so we like I said, we cleaned it out. Got mats down. We got the sauna out there. And then,
the sauna.
Yep, we got a sauna box. So a little phone booth type thing. You can take a little sauna in. Super nice. My dad is my neighbor, so I always text him and be like, "So are you booking an appointment tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll be there at appointment at 7:45." And you're like, "All right, sounds good, confirmed." But we got that set up. My father-in-law had this like a bench machine, or not a machine, but it's just the bench with everything, but it was
like a weight bench.
Yeah, a weight bench, but it had it's from like the 70s, so they're not like the big weights. They're like made of like concrete or whatever, or like they're or like super like dense metal. I mean, The 25 plate's only like this big, and they're only about an inch thick, but they're fucking heavy.
But they're like, yeah.
The hole on them is only like that big, so and then it's the one where you.
Is that the one you see in like
spin the things to lock them
in the movies where they're like on the beach gyms or whatever with the like cement blocks essentially
yeah.
on the.
So it's like and that's fine, but he didn't want it in his basement anymore. I was like, well, I'll take it. So he dropped that off, and then so we got that set up a little bit better. Got a second bench that's just more of a free bench to do whatever else on it you got to do. I got some, got that all set up, and then as you work around, I got my workbench, and then door to the house, and then I have my stand-up freezer, and I built a shelf for all of my bins, those black with yellow top bins.
Mm-hmm.
Built a shelf that holds 12, so I got all those in there and everything, and then I got a table with a blanket that I put on it.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I did.
Kotatsu.
I did test that out.
You guys ever Google them? In Japan, I guess they're pretty common, where it's like a coffee table usually, and everybody, they sit on the floor typically to have like eat and hang out. And it's got like a blanket that's part of it that you would put your feet under, and then there's a space heater underneath the table that just heats underneath. And so this is my redneck version of it, but I have a little space heater I put underneath, and I drape I have one of my quilts that my mom made that it's really big, so it hits the ground all the way around, so it keeps it in. And then I put a footrest underneath, and yeah, I'll just tweak that on. I just sit there, and I just have I pull my blanket up, and I pull the table close, and I sit right in the nook between the shelf and the freezer, and I got just my own little world, and I have a TV mounted, and yeah, I just sit in there, and I've hung out in there pretty much every day.
Dude, that's awesome.
From when I get home to, yeah. So it's good. It's fun. Got to keep it clean. I've noticed bugs are starting to get in there now, so it's still just a tad drafty. So I gotta close up some areas, just get some of that spray foam and just.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Insulate, you insulate the roof up there. I know it would suck, but if you insulate that, and then what you can do, you can put shelves like on the beams up there. Mm-hmm. Just extra storage, dude. Like that's a bin. That's a bin. Yeah. I do like that little storage thing that you built that fits those bins you have. Mm-hmm. I saw something like that. I think on TikTok, where they sized it out.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
They just slide in, and then you label the bin, and you can slide it out and stuff.
Well, and then Arya also got that. She's got this like big workbench table kind of thing that like part of it.
Yeah, like folds out, like that artist table or whatever. Yeah.
Artist table. So that was at a garage sale down the street, so we got that now. So now she goes out there, she paints, and we just kind of hang out. It's our little craft area. But
yeah, dude, it's sick, man. Like I said, in like 4.5, 5 years, you can start hanging pictures on the wall. And
can't wait.
For anybody who doesn't know, me and my wife have lived in this house for 6 years now. 6 years, yeah, because Ollie's 6. We moved in April 10th, my sister's birthday. And we just started hanging stuff on the wall, I want to say this year. So
yeah. So
maybe 6 months ago.
A lot of stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, dude. So just think, man. You just keep putting it off.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's where that mindset comes to of like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it now. Mm-hmm. Let's get it done. Because like hanging pictures too, it's like it's one of those. It takes, they're cluttered up, and it takes all of 10 minutes to map out how you want it, and just boom, 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 boom.
Just do it. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, it's different when it's your own. Like if you needed help, like when you're doing like the shelves or you're doing some, like. It's like, all right, we have a task. Let's go get it done. Like, I'm incredibly efficient. I've hung just about every picture in my sister's house because she's just like, I need somebody to hang these. I'm like, all right. So I'll go over and I spend the day and we figure it out and line up everything. Like, that's fun, but like, I don't have a picture hung in my house.
Yeah.
So,
no, and it's kind of the same with me. I don't know. I was thinking about it too. And like all those easy tasks, you'll finish them and then you get that dopamine rush and you're like, what next?
Yeah.
And I think like a big fear for me is like once you finish all the little tasks, there's nothing left to do.
Well, and I feel like when you're doing it for others, not only do you get the dopamine dump of like getting it done, most efficient, doing all that, but then you help somebody. So I think when you're helping somebody, you feel it way more. But then when it's for yourself, it's like, well, I don't need help because I can do it whenever I want.
Exactly.
And even if I did it for myself, I don't stand back and go, look at that, it looks amazing. I'm like, okay, task done. Like I move on. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't really care.
But yeah,
I don't care for my own happiness.
I was just thinking about that though. I was like, God, like I think that's one reason I don't 100%, like finish a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, cause I'm like, yeah, look, like our entryway.
Mm-hmm.
I took 5 minutes to be like, boom, boom, boom.
Well, yeah.
Hang the picture, right? That's it.
Yep.
Hang the 2 pictures, hang the mirror, hang the picture over here, bam, entryway, and then look how much cleaner and better it looks.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's great. I could go and do all this now, and then you think about it, and you're like, yeah, but when that's done, like, I have nothing left to do.
Well, and you're like,
you know?
yeah, I'm good.
I could do it later.
Or like, I've done enough.
Or maybe it's one of those things where I got so much dopamine from just hanging those couple that it's like, maybe in the back of my brain, it's like, save this, because you're going to need a big dopamine dump later. So if we go through and we hang 4 or 5 pictures up, then we're like, look at that stack's gone now. It's on the wall. Like, oh, I can conquer the world, you know?
Well, and for me too, like, you know, with work, we've realized that we've tried to get more done during the week after work. And it's just too difficult because now we have football practices. We have other things going on. I get home and it's like, had a long day. Mel's had a long day. It's hard to just be like, all right, well, let's just get into work mode and go do more shit around the house. You're like, we'll just save it for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
But then the weekend comes, right? And like Saturday, you end up running around everywhere. And then Sunday, you're just like, yo, I needed a chill day to just sit around the house. I don't like, I got everything's coming back to me tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's how it works. Like, I got laundry upstairs I need to fold. But at this point now, I was looking at it. I went to grab jammies for Mavis, and I looked. I was like, dude, these are 2T. She doesn't fit in these. Now I have to go through all these, bin them up now.
Yep.
And then it's like, we got bins of clothes in there. Then I'm like, now I got to pull out the 3T, 4T stuff that's in there to go through to pick out what we want to keep for Mavis. And I'm like, oh my God, I just created so many extra steps, and I thought I was just helping.
Yep. And then you go, I don't want to do this today.
Exactly, because then you start to put together all the steps. You're like,
slide it back in, squeeze in it, baby.
You're like, I got to fold this laundry, but folding it means I got to separate out what she can fit and can't fit, which means she's going to have a lot of room in her drawers, which means I got to come over here and get the bin out to put these clothes into that bin and pull out the other bin to pull out the clothes that we want to give to her. And then I'm like, yeah, that's too much. We're going to just dig through this basket.
Well, and Mel, like, she'll get into all this cleaning mode. And, like, we have probably, I don't know, 7 space bags jam-packed full of clothes that are just sitting in my dad's shed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we are not going to go through these again. And I don't even care to sell them.
No, you know what you should do, though? You just
donate
bag. No, don't even donate. Bag them up. Be like 5 pairs. Like, throw like 5 shirts, 5 shorts that go together. Sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Be like, $5. Set of kids' clothes, $10.
Nope.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I know it sucks, and you'd have to go through all the posting and stuff like that. But I mean, like,
nope.
You got like 7 bags. You're probably sitting on a gold mine.
Nope. I'm dumping all of them in a giant bin for Goodwill and saying, I hope this clothes future babies to come. And that's my good deed.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some stuff like that too, where like you go to garage sales and it's just like little bags of like.
So they just did the
clothes
100-mile garage sale. Is this weekend?
Is it? Oh, that just went on.
It just went on, right? So.
Dude, I wish I would have known. That's cool to walk that stuff and go.
I go on the Facebook Marketplace for our town, and you could tell like today, all the postings that are today, they're all free. There was a person with a trailer full of kids' clothes that were free. Just take them. I'm like, I don't even want to do that. I'm just gonna take that to Goodwill and be done with it. Like, because, I mean, you could tell that they're just not selling or nobody's shopping.
At certain points, though, whoops, there goes my ring. At certain points, though, Goodwill will, like, turn stuff away. I've, like, seen stuff like that where they're like, no, like, we're not taking it.
I
like,
don't care.
Donations are full.
Then throw it in the garbage.
No, then you go to Savers.
Well, yeah. I just want it out of my possession. Do with it what you want.
But that would be, like, I don't know, me being a stay-at-home dad, like, I've always wanted to go and, like, venture and, like, get a bunch of free stuff from Facebook Marketplace and then just, like, flip it and sell it kind of thing.
That's what my neighbor does.
Well, because, like, some people, they don't want to, like, go through the hassle of, like, having to meet up with somebody and posting the pictures and cleaning stuff up and getting it ready and, like, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's annoying part. And like I said, I would do more Facebook Marketplace, but one, I don't want to have to meet you in a secure location. I do not want you coming to my house.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, you're right. There's probably money to be made there. And like I said, my neighbor does it. I guess he's been doing it really hardcore now for like 4 years.
Why don't you give him?
Just buy shit.
Why don't you just give him all the clothes and then be like, hey, I'll give you all these clothes if you bag them and sell them. I'll just take 40% commission.
No, I wouldn't do any of that. Nope.
Why not?
Just because on one hand, I'm talking more like he'll buy furniture or he's really good with engine stuff, so he'll buy like go-karts and
fix them up. Okay, all that stuff.
So it's a little bit more. It'd be hard to be like, here's 7 space bags of baby clothes for you to sort and do all this stuff and sell.
Then do 25-75. Like, I just want 25%.
How about I give them to you?
Nah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I'll hang shelves right there, and I can put like little bins, almost like a backroom storage area, or like a what is that? Like Target, they have the whole space for it, the like OPU order pickup stuff. Set up shelves like that for like a whole just bam bam bam.
Yeah, and then you just give them away to your followers.
Yeah, right. Be like, hey, you won 3 sets of baby clothes.
Yep.
It's like, dude, I'm 12. Congratulations.
Yeah. There you go. You're gonna need them at one day, hopefully.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, no, we're in the mindset too that we've lived in a shoebox for so long that we just want to get rid of shit, live sparingly.
See, and I think the thing with me too is like, yeah, I started doing that too. I was like, I don't need this. Throw it away. Like, yeah. I liked, for some reason, I keep boxes of stuff. Like, if you look over here, that's that box right in the corner there. That's for the Xbox, and then the PlayStation box is right next to it. Like, I don't know. I was going through some stuff. I was like, I don't need these boxes. Like, throwing them away. Mm-hmm. Like the controller boxes, things like that. I'm like, I don't need any of this. And then, like, all those bins and stuff there, I want to go through that because those are all my old systems. Mm-hmm. So, but I need to get the shelves that I'm going to put on those walls. I'll probably do 2 or 3 shelves across the way right there. Yeah. And then all the old stuff, bam, 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 up.
Yeah, I just, I try. But I don't know. It's like I just don't, I don't have the mental capacity to sit and organize, like, all of my stuff. Like, I want to, but then I just don't have the time. And then you got all 3 kids, and then if I take, if I'm, like, I get my own time for sure, but if it's something that's quite a project, Mel's just like, you got a family that you got to help take care of here, because she's going insane inside with the kids, because I'm like, leave me alone. And then it's like 4 hours, and she looks like just like she came back from tour, and she's just like, you gotta, like, how many times she's walked in and she goes, I'm gonna go outside. And I'm like, oh yeah, for what?
See,
and
I think
she's just like, I'm just gonna go sit outside by myself. I'm like, oh, okay.
See, I think it's kind of nice, like, where we live, because, like I said, like, all, like, 4 or 5 houses down this way, a couple houses this way, they all go to school together. Like, they're all kindergarten kids.
See, yeah,
so it's super nice. Like, if Ollie's getting on my nerves, I'm like, hey, bud, your friends are outside. Why don't you go out and play with them, right? And then, boom, he's out the front door, and then it's just me and Mavis. Me and Mavis will hang out, and we hang out, like, all day anyways. We're playing dollies, or if I'm editing, she's in my lap. We're watching a show and editing and stuff together, and, like, or, whatever. She's playing Legos or doing her thing, and yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. We're lucky in that sense, and but yeah, I could see how that would be. That's why you got to get Jackson into the stuff that you're into, and then you can mold him into, like, hey, this is how I like it organized, and then you're creating, like, little foot soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, Arnie just likes it a lot more.
Yeah,
the stuff I'm in, and I'm a little bit more crafty. Like, Jackson, I mean, he's okay at trying, and he likes, like, I don't know. He figured out how to draw this duck. It's like he draws it a certain way. Like, there's a video you can watch where they teach you to draw it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, like, he'll draw that 500 times. That's what he wants. But then Ari is like, she'll draw 500 different things.
Yeah.
And she can't do enough of them. And she likes to be just, like, make it up. But
right.
He can't make anything up. He's got zero imagination. Like, he can think sometimes, like, he can think he's the Flash or, do stuff like that.
But when it comes to, like, creativity, he's just like, no, I learned how to do this once. I can do this.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah. And that's where, speaking of the creativity, we were talking about starting a campaign. So I talked to Mel about it too, like, to organize our week stuff, or, like, week nights. like for food and everything. We've got a good schedule of like food, what we're having. So it's we know that we're not sitting there at 7 o'clock thinking about what do we got to make. It's like, all right, no, tonight is this night. So we got that figured out. But then also just having something for the kids to do and whatever. So like we were talking about it on Friday. I think like Monday, like Sundays is obviously like meal prep stuff. So I still got a meal prep today too. But I'm pretty simple. It's like rice and chicken all week. Whatever. And then whatever dinner is. But we're talking like Mondays is always hard for everybody because it's the first day of the week. Everybody's got to go back to school. And so like Monday's like movie Monday. So when we get home, kids shower, get their pajamas on, and then we're just going to watch a movie. Whatever it is, and then early bedtimes. All right. Tuesday is D&D night. So I was thinking about starting. I've already had them design their characters. I got to get Mel's, but we're doing I'm going to create a home campaign just for the kids to play. And so we're hoping to start that this week. But that's one thing we want to do because I'm going to be doing it anyway later with you guys. So it's like it'll just get me mindset. And Wednesday usually was that unplug day, but I got my garage. It's kind of nice to just like
to zone out.
Yeah, so I was thinking like weight Wednesday. So that's when we'll do like sauna, we'll like lift weights and sauna. And usually too we have football practice right now.
Yep.
So we're not home till 6:45, 7 anyway. So we'll get home, they eat something, and then, do a little lift, and then me and Mel can jump and get the sauna out of the way, shower, be done, and then we'll just like relax midweek. And then Thursday, I don't know. I was trying to think of something for Thursday and Friday. Just to like
Thirsty Thursday,
yeah,
baby.
No, that's my old one.
Ain't no school like the old school, right? Nah, I feel that, dude.
But it's just trying to like get something.
It's like I was saying, making that schedule, right? Like so, like
that's so
Thursday, Friday are my. Well, the difference, you're working 40 hours a week, right?
Yeah.
Plus, you're at the age where you have at least one kid in an activity right now, right? Like I'm not there yet. Like probably this summer, like maybe summer, fall, we'll get Ollie into like a sport. Right? So then, like, that'll take up some of the time. And then, obviously, winter, I have wrestling. But, like, yeah, I made it to where, Thursday, Friday, those are my editing days. Like, we are editing those days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are working on, Platinums from the Past or whatever. We aren't streaming Tuesdays, because D&D nights. Because I usually stream at night, So, like, it's, I don't know. It has really helped me, like, actually, like, knowing that, like, hey, today is Thursday. Like, we aren't playing games until I get XYZ done.
Yep.
And it's one of those, like, obviously in the back of your head, you're like, who's going to stop me? But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm going to stop me because I'm going to feel like shit later when I haven't gotten anything done, And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's
for me, it's more of, like, Mel's sanity because, like, she's pretty good when she has a plan. But the thing that drives me insane is she won't create her own plan. So it's like, now it's yet again another thing that I have to set up.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you could just, just figure out what you want to do. Like, if she just came and said, all right, this is what I want Monday through Friday to look like, I would help enforce every letter of the law with everything she creates.
Yeah, to make sure that X, Y, and Z happens.
But she doesn't create it. So then I'm sitting there, and the worst thing that makes me just want to throw her out a window is I'll go through that whole work. I'll write it up. Got everything planned out. All right, this is what
I don't want to do it
like,
anymore.
Food and all stuff. And she goes, really? You want to do that? I'm like, motherfucker. Like, you have gave me zero input on any of this. And then the second I have it out, she goes, I don't really want to have that on Tuesday. Why don't you do it Wednesday instead? I'm like, I just spent the time to figure out the days that made most sense to me. Okay. And then I'll change it. She goes, yeah, but then we got this. So she just like she just stomps all over it. All right. So now when I told her, I was like, I'm gonna create it. You sign in, you badge in. We're following this plan because I need 100%.
Yeah.
And then we do it for a week, and then afterwards, maybe we sit down and go, well, I didn't really like this. They were a little tired this day. This is whatever, and then we can adjust that plan.
Yeah,
but don't blow it up.
If you put the time in to make it, like at least follow through with
Absolutely.
it, right? Like, at least, and that's
if you're like every Thursday, I want to make 2 loaves of bread. It's bread Thursday. I want to do that. Okay. Then every Thursday, I will come home and be like, all right, did you start your stuff? Like, it's bread night, right? But then she'll be like, yeah, I thought about it, but then I was like, I don't know. I wanted to shower tonight instead, and kind of want to read my book. And like, she just like just destroys the whole.
Yeah, but for like bread, you just throw it in the machine. You can still read your book. Just throw it in the thing. The bread cooks itself. You just gotta. You leave it there. It's an automatic bread maker.
It's all it is, dude. It's so easy, and we don't cook the bread in the thing, so we get it to the second
like the dough or whatever where it needs it, and then you pull it out.
Because I have bread pans, so we just let it work itself for the hour or whatever until it gets to the right point where we take it out, form it, throw it in a bin in the oven for an hour or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's it. Like it's such little work.
No, dude, when I was making bread too, all you do, add the flour, add the yeast, add this, done. You walk away. Hey, it's gonna beep when it's ready, and then it beeps, and then you come back and you're like, oh shoot, I should have taken the little mixer thing out of there because now it's got the shape of a mixer in the butt of it. But we'll just cut that in first. Nobody will know.
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, if you wanted to just have it do the whole thing. Yeah. You
just leave it. That's all, and then you can go read your book and shower and da 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 da. Anyway, sorry, I'm not.
No,
I know this is just an example.
I'm like that's why. You know what? That's because she wanted to make her own bread. That's why I got the fucking bread machine.
I did too, and Brienne bought me one, and I've used it 4 times.
And be done. Yeah.
I should use it more.
Yeah.
I should call her.
And like when she's like, I really want to read my book, but I got a lot of laundry to do. I go, okay. Like, is it all washed? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, so you still gotta wash it. So, I don't know about you, but it probably takes me 30 seconds to fill a washing machine.
I mean, it just depends on how many. Sometimes I got to take a couple trips because the little clothes, they fall as you're carrying them over, kind of thing, you know. So then you got to.
We have baskets. So
what's a basket? Yeah, all my baskets are filled with my wife's clothes.
So we grab all 5 hampers and we just put them right next to the washing machine. And so it takes me 30 seconds to do this. It starts going.
Yeah, no, and then it's a minute.
Then that's a minute 35 minutes of you to do.
Yeah, it's like 45 minutes, 46 minutes to wash because I always do the extra spin. I always do the extra spin.
Beeps. And then probably 30 seconds for me to go.
I'll say a minute. We'll give it a minute. Let's give it a hard minute.
Into the dryer.
Just give it a minute.
Hold on. And then there's another hour.
Yeah, and then there's nothing until.
So for less than 5 minutes of work, you have an hour and a half to read your fucking book.
Yeah, because you can't do anything. You can't make it wash faster. Yeah. You can't make it dry faster. You can't do it.
And it's like a bread maker where you're like
you set it and then
you sit there and watch the bread being made and doing all this stuff.
You have to.
I can't.
It's like watching water boil. You know, have you ever heard that old adage? Like if you watch the water boil, it will never boil.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
It's like
pot never
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like I'm like, you have the time, and she goes, no, I don't.
Dude, you have the time.
And then it's to listen to me whine. I'm like, well,
I don't anymore. That's your fault. No. Yeah, dude, I'm the same way though.
She does a lot for the family. It's just when you get this far into your marriage. I mean, we're coming up on 9. I think it's 9 years.
9 years, nice, dude. Yeah.
17, 16. Yeah, 9 years. So, it's a long time. I don't care what people say. That's a long time. So now we.
No, it's a good chunk of time. I mean, when you put it into perspective, 9 years. That's a quarter of your life.
So far, yeah.
But I mean that I mean without even the so far, like that is 1/4 of your life. You know, I look at it as like, hey, yo, man, like for example, like me and Peanut, we've been friends for, since 2009.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at that, you're like, holy shit, that's 14 years. That's, that's more than a third of my life that I've known this guy, right? And like, regardless, you say like, yeah, and then the older I get, the number will just, but still, like that's a quarter of your life, 25% of your whole life you've been married, So yeah, no, that's I don't look at it as
we don't have anything else to do but improve the way we think
and the way you live and the way you
live. Yeah, because it's only benefiting. Like I told her the other day, I was like, listen, I live for this family, so it's like you guys are now the most important people that I care about in my entire life. So again, like you were talking about, like the tea, when I was talking about the teeth thing, it's not disrespectful, or like you were telling your wife, like you
gotta go put some deodorant on. Yeah, you're smelling a little sweaty.
It's nothing against it. It's like, listen, I've lived with you, okay? We've been through some things,
Dude. I've seen some stuff.
I've seen some pretty.
I've seen you push a baby out of you.
I've had some stuff I've had to put away in my brain and try to look at you the same and be like, hot mama. You know, like I've seen
some stuff.
I've seen some stuff. And
anyways,
so,
no, 100%, dude. And it's
so
you know,
we just kind of move on, but just understand that when I'm you're right. You're coming at it because you care. Like I'm commenting because I care.
Yes.
That's the whole point. I'm not sitting here judging you.
Why
would I fucking judge you?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Representation of me as well. Like,
that's the whole point I was trying to make.
Shit.
It's like, yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't like you, so I'm gonna tell you smell.
Yeah.
Like, no, I love you, and that's why I'm telling you
yeah.
smell a little funk. You know, we got people coming over. Why don't you go put some deodorant on?
Absolutely.
And then she's like, you don't like me. I'm like, good. Next time I'm not gonna say anything, and then that way they can judge you.
Yep.
You want? Is that what you want? Like, let's you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's all about, you know, making your lives easier. How can I make it easier? Mm-hmm. Right? You know.
And we're just because we're in this together now.
Right.
Like, this is our life now till we die. So let's just do what we can. You know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, because then you get resentment. And you get all that shit, and you're like. What the fuck? It's like
I was just looking out for you.
Said to me, can you believe what my wife said to me? I'm like, yeah, I can believe that because
yeah.
she sees you all of the time.
Yep.
So like, if you are wasting a little time or you fuck something up or whatever, and she's there all the time, yeah, she'll probably point it out, and then you got to just sit there and be like, you're right, I did. But how many people can't do that?
Dude, I have not heard. I think in the entire time I've been with my wife. And we're talking like 7 plus 8, 9 years. I don't know. We've been together a while.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard her once say you're right. Ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not once. I mean, I don't know when we got together. What was it, 20?
I forced it out of her
16?
I'll be sitting there. I go, you know what you need to say to
me. you know what you need to do.
Let me hear it. Even if you don't mean it, just say it.
Just say it. Come on.
And then it's always just like, well, I'll just say it because you want me to. And I'm like, I'll still take it the same way.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
You're right. Oh.
You're like,
you just feel lighter. And you're like, God, I'm awesome.
Oh, man.
I think the problem for her, too, is like she doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. And I was just born with like the confidence of 3 people.
I mean, I'm practically a perfect specimen.
Dude, I seriously, as much as like, I mean, I'm borderline alcoholic and all these things, and I have a lot of like issues and demons, but like, I still think I'm the fucking coolest guy. That's it. I mean, it's seriously.
Yeah, I wake up every morning and piss excellence.
I mean, I've reined it in a lot, but like, like when I'm at home, I'm like, yeah, you're the fucking God, you're sexy. You're just the best. Like, I already think I'm the Rock. Immediately, like I already think I am, and I look at him, I go. Yeah, it's just like a half step away from where I'm at right now. Like,
you just gotta work out a little harder, increase my calorie intake.
Yeah. I don't know what mental thing that is, but I have that, whatever that is. So like when people, you know, they just so down on themselves, I'm like, who cares? Just be fucking awesome. Like, what? You're here. Just be awesome. Who cares? Think you're awesome. That's 90% of anything.
Dude, it's confidence, dude. Confidence is key, and you know, I tell a lot of people that in many aspects of life. I won't say in all aspects, but in many aspects of life, right? Like, regardless of what it is, confidence is key, right? Well, and there's a difference between confidence and cockiness, right? It's a thin line, and you got to know how to walk it. But confidence in, like, what you know, what you believe, what you feel, like, confidence is key, especially when you're talking to people.
And I feel like there's that thing that's, like, even if you are, because, like, yeah, I hold myself to a higher standard, and I don't reach that every day. But at the same time, I'm like, if you just continue to be confident, even if it's fake confidence, you might just be confident by accident. You know, like you might just be a little bit more than you usually would. And then that's confidence. Like, it's not, even if it's fake, it's still confidence. So like, I'm fucking awesome. I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's like those, like, tell yourself no in the mirror 10 times, you know, those affirmation kind of things, like, where
the people that talk,
and then you're just like, you know, it'll make saying no a little bit easier for people who can't say no.
Yeah. But like, get yours. I mean, when you're younger and you're trying to, like, you know, get in friend groups, or you gotta be with a bunch of different people, sure. But when you get married and you have kids, and it's like, these are the people I see 95% of the time. What show am I putting on for them? Like, why? They know who I am. Like, I could, because like with some people, you might act differently than other people or than you would at home. But
that's what they call code switching.
Yeah, sure. Whatever it is. I don't know all those terms.
No, dude, 100% though, because I walk around, I'm like, yo, I'm married now. I have kids. Like, who am I trying to impress?
Yeah.
Right? And the answer is me. I'm trying to impress myself. What can I do that I, like, look back and be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And, like, for me, it's like sometimes, like, and like I said, I like to have my beers and stuff, and it's just a nice release. I could be doing a lot worse drugs. And,
right.
Like, if I'll have, like, 3 beers instead of 5. One, like, on a Saturday. And you're like, fucking picture of health right here. Fucking killing it. God, I'm awesome.
Yo, I cut
like
2 beers.
Littlest things, too. Like, I brush my teeth every day this week. Fuck. Pearly whites. And they're not. But
they're not. You're like,
I'm like,
no, dude. Dude, 100%. And like I said, like, who are you trying to impress? Like, you're not trying to impress nobody. You like, and I tell Brian that, too. Like, I'm not working out for anybody else. I'm not, like, doing this it's for me. Like, I'm doing this for me. Like, and if you like what you see, that's great. Like, that's just an added bonus. But, like, I'm married. I have kids. I have my house with my, white picket fence yard. And, the dream life, essentially, is what I'm going for. It's a black metal fence, if you've seen my house. But it's, I have my, American dream life, right? Like, what more do I need? Like, I just need to impress myself. I need to make myself happy. I need to, do things for me sometimes.
Well, and there was that, I can't remember it. You just triggered something.
You've been doing that all day, and then
no, there's
I forget stuff.
That he said something. He's on Chris Williamson. I think it's Williamson. He's like, I don't know. He's British, I think, and he always interviews motivational people and stuff. And there's one guy who's just like this jack dude that. He's a real, like, go-getter dude. He's got long hair, and he just talks real talk all the time. But he said something like, or maybe even Chris said it just as a quote, but it was something to the effect of, like, you have things now that in the past said would make you happy.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy.
You've achieved things now that in the past that was what.
That was it. That's what you were working for.
Yeah. So, like, when you said, like, I have my life. I'm married. I have kids. I have all the things.
White picket fence.
I want right now.
Yeah. That I was just like, this is what I need.
Inadequate.
Yeah. And then.
Like, no, you made those goals before, and that's what you thought happiness was, and you have those now. So,
dang.
Be happy.
Honestly, like I get that, and I live that, but you never think about that.
You don't.
Right?
No.
You don't. And, like, everything that you have, like, you've set goals for yourself. Like, at one point, this is what you strived for.
Well, and, like,
right?
people are like, I want to lose 20 pounds. And then they lose the 20 pounds. They're like, well, I still don't look the way I want to look. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, but you lost 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was harder then, but now you're there. So you have another goal, but don't
bump your goal.
Beat you up for the work you've done. Just, you did that. Nice. Check it off. I'm not a checkbox person, but Mel's a checkbox person. So if she, like, had to do something 3 times a week and she likes to check the box, she likes to check the box. I just keep track of it mentally and, like, whatever. But yeah, if you're a checkbox person, be like, this is the time frame, boom, boom, and then you can check it, go, that's what I did. You're like, all right, cool. Now you might not still be like, you might not be elated to the way that you maybe thought you would 3 months ago, but you did it. So
exactly.
Be happy.
Exactly.
For a moment,
yeah.
And then set a new goal. Go for it again. Like,
yeah, that's crazy to think about too. Because like I said, you never think about that. You never think of, like, where I am today. Like, it might not be, like, exactly of, what I dreamed I'd be, but, like, I'm here today with because of the goals that I set in the past, right? And then you don't think about it. Once you achieve that goal, you never look back and be like, well, at one point, I wanted to buy a house.
Well, like,
at one point I wanted to live.
Like,
I wanted 2 kids, and
I wanted to get married. I wanted a house. I wanted as many kids as I could have. I now have that. So then you're like, awesome. But, like, again, you're like, well, what else can we do? You're like, well, just take a beat.
Enjoy it. Relish in that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But that'll be my little
That's your little tip. That's a good piece of advice, guys. Like, don't.
This, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
that's kind of a good. I think that's a good spot to end it on that little bit. Like, you know, like, don't get down on yourself, because where you are today, like, everything you have was a goal at one point, right?
Absolutely.
So, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
No.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get ready to sign off here.
Hell yeah.
You know, I appreciate everyone for listening. Thank you guys for the continued support. Sorry for the missed week there. We're coming into better weather, better times, so you should, you know, I don't think we'll have any more hiccups for the rest of the year.
Shouldn't, no.
Everything should be pretty smooth sailing. Yeah. But
because we're out of the sick time too.
Yeah, we're out of sick. We're in the, you know, at least until fall, right? Yeah. Knock on wood. You know?
Well, and we all gotta, and like I said, now with the basement stuff or with my garage stuff, we were talking about. We were talking about
doing a pod over a different setup, different place. So we'll have to see. We'll have to look at what's the word I'm looking for when you look at like the big picture. You got to look at like we got to look at everything and see if we can plan it out. Get it to work right. The setup we got to we got to make sure we can log in. We can get everything set up. Enough USB ports for everything is going to be a thing as well. And you know, so we got a couple things we got to look at, but it's a potential. Also, like when we do some of the summer festivals, we were looking at maybe doing like just some live, like maybe cool. GoPro style, like
we were
podcast stuff. Like that'd be fun, dude.
Again?
Well, do Renfest, but they do the Cottage Grove Food Truck Festival.
Oh yeah.
I thought that would be cool to like walk around with the fams and like try the random food and just like
just get some footage.
We can just sit in a corner and just bullshit while we eat 7 different food trucks.
Heck yeah.
You know, try stuff out, kind of thing. I don't know, you know, little things like that. You know,
game. That's fine.
So, but yeah, like looking at doing some different things. So, let us know in the comments what you guys think. You know, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We are on YouTube and Spotify as of now, and I know I've been saying, you know, we're gonna plan to get it out. I will look at that stuff this week on my editing days and see if we can't start up the Pandora podcast. You know, Google Podcast and maybe even Apple Podcast and just get everything going everywhere.
Yeah, just get it all out there. And
so that'll be the goal for me this week. We're gonna set that. But
sweet.
Let's give big shout out. You know, Shane Gillis. We always.
Oh,
you know, Joe Rogan Experience.
Joe Rogan Experience. 2 Bears, 1 Cave.
New one I want to do. Caleb Presley. Have you seen him? I know you've seen him. He does like the interviews with everybody where he's like, "Yo, you want to do a new segment today? Sponsored by White Claw." And they're like, all right, sure. He's like, all right. And like, depending on who it is, like just crazy questions. I know you've seen him. I'll show you. I'll show you some stuff. It's hilarious.
Got to put a name to this.
Great stuff.
But yeah, I'll shout out Chris Williamson too. He's got quite a bit of. It's usually they're a little longer, about an hour and a half or so. But yeah, he just sits down with actors, comedians, other motivational people, you know, and he just like throws things back and forth. It's pretty chill. Something you can just put on the background.
Yeah.
And then they just got some little nuggets of, you know, because they just talk like how life is and like how many people like lie to themselves, or some people, you know, do this, or this is what I motivated myself. And he's always got like quotes, and he's just like, all right, I saw this quote the other day. I just want to see what you think. And so he'll say it, and then he's just like, I like that. And they just kind of like both discuss it, or maybe they have an experience that relates to that. So it's a chill podcast, but it's different, but it's really good.
Yeah. All right. And last shout out to my sister Jessica and her husband Hayes.
Hell yeah.
Congrats on that 3rd baby.
Yeah.
A 3rd healthy little boy. Sorry, Jessica, you couldn't get a girl.
Little Jacob. Hell yeah.
Just kidding. All right. Love you guys.
All right.
Peace. ADHDad. ADHDad.